How much wood do you think you need in the average Minecraft playthrough? To find out, we'll have to start from the beginning. I suppose it's a little late for that. So as you can see, I've been playing in this world for just a little while. I've been playing on this world for about 3 or 4 months now, and I would love to give you a day count, but it doesn't work on my server. But right now I need somewhere around 10 shulker boxes of chests in a project I've titled Grab and Go. In my world, I'm in the process of shulker loading all the farms I currently have. And, I'm out of wood to craft any chests. So today, I'm going to be putting together a moderately sized bamboo farm to keep up with my demand. I'm not sure that this is the way you're supposed to go about it, but after the sadistic acts I had to perform to get my gold farm to work in the nether,
Hamburger, cheeseburger, Big Mac, Whopper. Hamburger, cheeseburger, Big Mac, Whopper.
I have deduced that collection systems are where you start with farms, not where you end. So, now that that little time lapse is out of the way, we gotta start looking into the auto crafting system. Auto crafting systems are not something I'm super familiar with as of recently. This is the basic auto crafting system that I've been using. Pretty simple. We're just crafting a 9x9 area, so fill it, take a comparator output with all these objects selected, comparator subtract mode, or comparator into that comparator to subtract, and then, yeah, turn it on by firing into that guy. The real That's not cool. Oh, hey, come on. Come on. This is why I don't play hardcore, by the way. Real simple system here. Comparators, redstone, and that is everything we should need. Okay, so hoppers feed that guy, feed our little auto crafter. Auto crafter gets filled. Doing a little experimentation here. If I power that guy from here, that output made an output. So you can power it from the bottom. Got it. But, oi! Oi! Sir! Sir! I beg your finest pardon. Ooh, a potato. I'm hungry. We've got a repeater that fires into there. A comparator that needs to see crap. Comparator that needs to see that guy. Maybe we can't fill this at 3x speed. Because the comparator has to look into that guy. So I can take an output there, still fill it from 3 directions. Auto crafter at 9. Oh, can I just double repeat this? Perchance? Oh, okay. I think as long as it doesn't get overfilled, this is actually a viable solution. Is that going to be too fast? Am I trying to innovate on something that doesn't need to be innovated on? seems like it's working. So, basic little auto crafter then. I mean, it's a little different from what I was using previously, but the concept remains the same. Okay, so we are now filling at 3x speed. I wasn't aware of it in the moment, but this guy was not, with the hopper lines being on top of each other there, they weren't feeding into this one at all. They were just going straight down to this one, even though I thought with it at an angle it should take priority to this guy if this container's empty, but you know, the flying machine just took off. Flying machine took off. It's gonna hit the end. Send a little nice redstone output to the mine carts to take off and go start picking stuff up. Excuse me, sir. I'm working. Dropper, dispenser, shulker, hopper. Hopper feeds it. This hopper feeds, this hopper collects. We take a comparator output, or my comparators, from the shulker, and then we power that. So, we power this. I'm sure there's a less wasteful way to do this, but I don't collect my own redstone anymore, so it's fine, right? And we observe the change in this guy that gets observed. That observer will power that guy and this guy. That guy will sense the change in this and tell the dropper and the dispenser to fire off another shulker. This system, the shulker box loading system, should be primed and ready to go. We can turn on the actual system now by feeding Bamboo. She's running, and it is filling the shulker. Perfect. So, the little build style we're going to go for is a larger upscaled version of this, probably with stone and moss instead of the wood, and we'll probably still use some leaves in there, but I really like the way this is. I don't think I built this myself. I think I kind of stole it from a Instagram I saw that kind of inspired me a little bit, but I really like the way this turned out, and I think I want to kind of, because they're right next to each other, I want to recreate this in a stone, probably tough is what I was thinking, tough and mossy brick kind of look, and we'll see if I can do that successfully. I gotta look at my block palette and see what I'm working with, but I think a time lapse will be better to kind of show off my progress there. So, the unfortunate happened. I did a bunch of clips just now, and the audio device decided it wasn't going to pick up my microphone, so we lost all that. So I get to walk you through what I just talked about. This building is way too close to that building, and it's too late to change that. So that's fine. In all honesty, this building can probably get moved at some point anyways, so this isn't the end of the world. This isn't a huge problem. What was a huge problem is trying to use as many hoppers as I have been. It's taking a toll on this area of my world, and there's just too many hoppers being utilized, so I decided to use a water path dispenser system instead. And this guy is just cranking out wood. I did have an initial issue where the system was picking up blocks as I was building and not crafting. So I've had a few days of trying to AFK this thing where just nothing was output because there were items stuck inside the filter here. But I added a little redstone lamp here that is eventually going to get utilized up there as a system to tell me how full the next shulker box is that's being loaded. Because it's super handy to see that output for troubleshooting purposes. If I notice it hasn't been unloaded for a while, it's really nice to go, oh, it hasn't been unloaded for a while. Instead of like how I do it now, where it's just like, I AFK'd, there's no wood in the system, and now I'll get to talking about all these shulker shells. I went through last night trying to finish this facade of a mountain I have generated over here. And this facade is for the sake of hiding my ugly, absolutely terribly ugly shulker farm. But what happened is I was adding on to the backside of the facade of the mountain. And in doing so, I built the mountain just a touch too close to the actual farm, right there, where you see those there buttons. So the way these farms work is that shulkers, when they hit themselves with their own projectiles, have a chance to duplicate themselves. I believe this is due to their levitation effect. Shulkers can't levitate, so what they do instead is teleport. And when they teleport, they go to the top side of these slabs, and when they try to open, they go, oh, I can't open, need to teleport to somewhere where I can open. And that's how they end up in this middle line here. They would teleport up into here. And they're going to pick the most optimal place for them to try and sit, which was right here on this wall. I had so many shulkers right here on this wall that I had to dispose of. And in doing so, instead of the shulkers all being inside the farm, they were on the wall. There were no shulkers in the farm. I had to go through a very painstaking task of getting shulkers back into the farm. But on the bright side is, it only takes one getting in there to fix the issue. Because we've got the shulker farm working in such a good way now, as well as the bamboo farm, we get to move towards shulker loading all of my farms that I do have. My old bamboo and my sugarcane farm are two farms that still need to be shulker loaded. This farm over here is shulker loaded. This is the iron farm. Eventually I'm going to build a larger scale iron farm, but this one does everything I need it to. Not the fastest system, but it produces iron at a good enough rate. Gold farm is already shulker loaded, as well as the bartering system also being shulker loaded at this point. I think next on the to-do list as far as builds is actually going to be a build that I've been putting off because it's not fun. But I want frog lights. I want frog lights so bad. Frog lights are one of the prettiest lighting blocks in the game. I went for the prismarine right away because I really like the prismarine. It works really good in settings like industrial. But I realized this little village I'm building isn't really an industrial village. It's more of a cozy cottage village. And I've come to the conclusion that I really hate these industrial grade lights that come from the prismarine inside this build specifically. So these are going to get ripped out and replaced with probably the yellow frog lights, because the yellow frog lights are pretty Now, I have had great luck so far with this little area, but I'm getting itchy to expand and build in a different style. So, sooner than later, we might be going and trying to start colonizing my island over there. But we are taking our very sweet time to do so. It has been super cool to be able to show this off to you guys. I'm hoping that in the near future I can maybe start on some other projects. But yeah, I think I'm going to leave it off here. And I hope you all really enjoyed kind of seeing what I've been up to on this little world